What is up, everyone? Just here with Just Man Sports Cards. Thank you for joining me. I definitely appreciate it. We're going to do my top 50 sports cards. We're going to do it by value. I think that's just kind of the best way to curate it. Um, and it turns out that the top 50 kind of match up with my top 50 favorite cards, too. I really appreciate Silver Jackify doing this, baseball card collector, Mike over at Bench Clear that did his, and then Rated Rookie. I'll put links to their channels down below if you want to go watch those videos. They're a little more baseball heavy, but I enjoy it and I appreciate it. If there's a top 50 that I should go out and watch, definitely link their channel down below and give them a shout out because I definitely want to go watch them. The video is going to be about 40 minutes long. We have vintage cards in there, a lot of Michael Jordan, and then a good mix. All four sports are in there. The fourth sport being hockey, not soccer. And with all that being said, we'll jump around and get into the video. Card 50 on the list. Michael Jordan picked this up this year. Refractor. There are people that collect all of Michael Jordan refractors, so having any of his refractors, I think, is a good, smart idea. This is a gorgeous card. It's got etching and then the refractor on it. 96 products. You do have to be a little careful about graining, but I haven't seen graining on the Bowman stuff. I'm not going to show prices for everything, but the list kind of starts off at $250. If it's got a card ladder chart, I'll show that. So we'll go into card number 49. If I have multiples, I'll show you that I have multiples, so that I'm not trying to pump or anything, and my exact position. Very transparent on the channel if you haven't seen before. 92 Shaq's year. This is probably one of Shaq's biggest rookie cards. The members only stamp. These came in factory sets, so they're almost twice as rare, but they only command like 10 to 20% premium over the same grade. So I don't quite get that, and I never have. Two of those. Card 48. Two of these. I graded one of these and I bought one of these. The population on these it's got great shine. And this is a pretty well centered copy. Sometimes they come really far over to the left. The members only is the writing on the back. I'll show the population definitely for this card because it's crazy low. It's like below 40. So I think if people are trying to chase rare Jordans, I think this is going to be one of them. 47. I'll probably have to flash it up on the screen here. It's Ray Bork, Precious Metal Gems. This is the only hockey card. Just when Precious Metal Gems was going crazy, I was like, let me see if some of the other sports are underrated, and I should have bought more, but sometimes trusting your gut and the instinct behind it. So that's what happened there. And some of these cards are at the Golden Vault, and then some of them are at the I use the PWCC Vault too because I buy cards there and then I just leave them there because I'm planning on holding some of this stuff for more than 10 years. First baseball card on the list, Topps Gallery, Gallery of Heroes, Ken Griffey. Smart buy by me. Bought this raw, graded it, so you can still buy raw and grade and get 10s. I think it's getting harder and harder just from what I'm seeing because that's something that I do. Gorgeous card. Card 45. This is pack pulled by me and graded by me. This has a really low PSA 10 rate. I'll maybe show the population on this just so you can see how crazy it is. Kind of a thin cardstock, so the corners are really easy to ding. And then they're really picky about the centering up here. I've submitted some Jordans. The firm foundation is basically Series 2, high series. Great card. This only sells about like once a year. It's only sold like 3 times in the last 3 years, so these don't pop up that often. Um, and then there's definitely Garnet collectors that watch out for cards like these and do pay up for them. Since I've pack pulled this and graded myself, there's no way I'm giving it up. Next on the list, Shaquille. I went pretty big on this card. I bought like 20 copies raw, and then I was grading them myself. There's a Michael Jordan in this set. People collect this whole set. It's a lot of people view it as one of the most underrated insert sets. Love this card. It's the first Shaq that we came across. Next one, card number 43. Rainman 95. You're going to see a lot of Jordans in this. He's on the list 26. So about half the list is Jordan. Go. I think that's a good place to put. I enjoy collecting them. There's cards I could never afford when I was a kid, but now that I have a big boy job, members only makes this. And this is like a foil card, as you can see. A 9 is a tough grade on this. Kobe making an entrance at 42. PSA 9. This is one of his rarest rookies. I don't know why he doesn't go for more, considering how rare it is. I think the picture is pretty cool. It's like this kind of thin foil, kind of like the Platinum 95 Collector's Edge. Same material. The chipping can be really bad on the back here, so 9 is tough. Yeah, I'll definitely show the population on this one. Let's see what we have. Yeah. First day issue, the full stamp. So this would be a parallel. These were 1 per box. So I think it's like a 200 card set. So it'd take you like 200 boxes to pull this. 9s aren't easy. I have a copy of an 8 too, I believe. But the 8 wasn't pricey enough to make the list. Okay, so the next is we're going to do another pop-up. The first Dirk on the list. I think this is his best rookie card. It's numbered, comes from a great set, Flair, and his legacy cards go for a crazy amount. They're numbered to 150. This one just recently sold. So I have this PSA 9, and then I have a raw one that I'm going to grade too. So I have 2. The fact that I have 2 is crazy. I've been wanting to get it pierced, but these cards don't pop up that often. And then, so I think I have a pretty good mix of players. I'm very happy with the top 50 and how it's kind of came together. I have 2 of these, graded them myself. I've talked about buying a bunch of vintage off an older guy in the town about 30 minutes from me. He had a lot of these sets, like 8 of these sets, and I just bought them all. And then I went through and looked for the Hall of Famers that looked in good shape and submitted and graded those. This is a hard set to grade. Centering's really tough, but that's the first Kareem. And if you watch the channel, I'm a big Kareem collector. Make sure that we're going in order. So we're at number 38. So this is a Tim Duncan rookie, probably one of his best ones. It's kind of lenticular. It's kind of hard to, like, it's got a honeycomb. These were super rare. I think they're 1 in 288 packs. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, well. I got this through an Instagram deal. He shipped it from the PWCC vault, but so I was super happy with this. I've been picking up more Timmy if you've been watching the channel. Card 37, Vortex. I think these were like one per box. And I forget how big the checklist is, like 10 players or something on it. So it's got like the etching, kind of like the James Bond feel, is the way I kind of view it. The etching on the back, the, I guess, the edges on the back are what you have to really look for. You can see this is a really strong 7. And I've noticed just with grading with PSA, they ding you harder when the corners are white, where they'll give you a little more leeway if the edges are white. I had a BGS 8.5, and I thought this one looked better, so I just sold it at 8.5 and kept this one. Card 36, the first football card. Show it up here. Kelsey, Chiefs fan, I've been following his market for quite a while. He continues to stack up the great seasons. This is the red variation. I've opened Score on the channel before, so you can go back and look at those videos. I think it's a great product. It looks like some of the Barry Sanders rookie. The green cards have that feel. The red with the Kelsey is like a color match. It's a pop 5, I think, and then PSA 10. It's a huge card. I bought that raw off of eBay. I bought it the day that it got listed. Guy posted it, was super firm on price, wouldn't budge at all. But man, I looked it over and over. I'm like, it's clean, and it was clean. So stoked about that. Card number 35, Julius. Dr. J makes an appearance. Refractor. I got this super early, and then these really jumped in price. So I bought this raw, graded it, super happy with the PSA 10. They're numbered out of 288. Comes from a great set. It's probably my favorite pose of his. So the picture matters to me. It's something I've paid more and more. The more years I've started collecting, the picture just really matters. So stoked about the PSA 10 there. Next one. This one, I followed this market for a long time and just couldn't get one at a price that I wanted. And then a CSG came up. If you're not looking at the green, I like their new label a lot better, but when you're just looking at the card, the plastic is simply amazing. I don't know why PSA can't do this, but I think that's why competition's good. Great card. Some people call this ghosting, and then there's another name for it too. I just think it's artistic. So to me, this card is a form of art. It's true, I think, with other cards too. This one doesn't pop up too often. It's the members only version. This is a rookie of his too. So I've been lucky to kind of get some of the more obscure Duncan rookies. I'll do a new Duncan video. I've missed out on some where in the last 6 months, 2 of his pretty big cards I missed out by $1, which drives me crazy. I was the second highest bidder. I never mind it when it's like someone pays like double what I would have paid. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But when it's just $1, it drives me crazy. Let's see, card number 32. There'll be more than one of these on the list. It's the 7 Warp Speed, members only. There's some sitting on eBay, but then sometimes there's not many on eBay. So people typically want a pretty penny for them. And the pop is pretty low on this. I'll try to capture the population for the members only and the base of this. AI. Let me take this baggie off. I won this at a PWCC auction. 10. Centering's really hard to get on this one. And then it's like a canvas. The paper front can be chippy. This one's, it's a 10, so it's clean. And then the back too, you can see paper loss on these. This is the best copy I've ever seen, and I follow this card. They're 1 in 180 packs. Sometimes the foil isn't on the front, so the name will be missing, and then Rising Stars will be missing too. Kobe has one of these. They go for a lot. I just picked up another 9 of these. Big believer, super rare. It's a classy photo. The fact that it's canvassy too, I think is pretty artistic. I just really love this card, and it's never gonna go anywhere. Jordan, number to 100. I got this from Mile High Auctions. They do a lot of vintage, but sometimes they have some good Jordan ones, so I'll watch their stuff every once in a while. It is game used material. This is game used. So the fact that it's numbered to 100, it's my only game used Michael Jordan card. So it'll stay with me. Garnett, second appearance. This card, the last sale I thought was cheap. I've bought probably 25, 30 raw copies of this. So I bought this raw and graded it myself. They came in like exchange packs, and I've even bought the packs, and most of the time they all stick. So if the card's not loose, it's so I don't see many PSA 10s gonna pop up. The last sale was like a little over 300, but the sale before that was for $1,000. So it was probably somewhere in between. All black on the back. So I probably wouldn't have this card if I hadn't submitted and graded it myself. That's probably true with a lot of these other cards. Is just so I have 2 of these. Last time I checked, there was no PSA 10s. Maybe I'll pull up the pop report. 9s are really rare. I think they're more rare than, well, obviously they're probably, I think it's a lower gem rate than the Jordan. And I've really looked at these cards over, trying to figure it out. And that's him on so it's slightly etched, but then on the etching here, there can be like where the card kind of gets messed up, and that makes sense because it's raised or whatever. So it's a pretty tough card to grade actually. I submitted 13 of these, and I got 2 9s and no 10s, and one of these recently sold. Goes for a little over $300 right now. Card number 27, Oscar Robertson, 1969. This is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's rookie year. This is a pretty highly collected set, even though it's a tall boy card. I bought this set off the same guy that I bought the vintage off. He would only sell sets, so then I picked out almost all the Hall of Famers and submitted them. 7. I didn't get many 7s, so and this is the first vintage card in the order, or the top 50. The number 2 card is a vintage card if you're looking for more vintage, and there's more vintage to come. This card number 26. I bought this raw, platinum. I'm a big believer in these. They're 1 per box, so it take you like 200 boxes to hit this card. But these cards, you have to be, if you're going to submit them and grade them, a lot of times there's like a factory crease right down the middle for whatever reason. Then it's hard to get them centered, and then the backs just look like this. I love this card. I really like the pose. I think it's highly underrated. People that collect Garnett and know his rookie year, this is a pretty sought after card. And the fact that I got it for 9 is great. Raw, these go for like 150. Oops. Got a little out of order. Quick Strike is the next 8. I threw this in here too. 7 Believer in Us, 1 in 92 packs. You'll almost see a refractor line or print line. You can see it right here. And then here. The 9s typically do not have that. So if you don't want a print line, you're going to have to go after a 9. Just a cool card. It's got Iverson, Hakeem in the set, some other players. Apologies, just looking over my list. The BGS 8, it goes for quite a bit less. That's card number 25 on my list. And then the PSA 8 is card number 23. So we did 2 of them at once. But this works out okay because then you can see how that is. The next one, Anticipation, Flair. A lot like the New Heights. It's got that kind of ghosting. I just think it's an artistic card. I bought one of these raw and graded it and got a PSA 8. So I do have 2 copies. Pretty cool back too. So here is 3 of these. Let's see. I pack pulled 2 of these and bought 1. So there was someone that had like, I have a box opening on my video where I pulled one of these. It's a really old video. The quality is not the greatest, but if you want to go see me pull one. And then there was someone that had loose packs, and they had like 90 loose packs, and I bought the loose packs, and I pulled 2 Jordan meltdowns out of those loose packs. It was crazy. One got a 7, so I pulled 3 of these cards. One got a 7, and I got 2 8s, and then I bought 1 too. I love this card. I love a 9. The 9s have definitely appreciated in price. Card number 21. Same story here. Bought these off the vintage guy. No, I didn't. I take that back. He didn't have any 88 Flair. All his stuff was older than that. So I was buying these raw off eBay. And at the time, this is like 2-3 years ago, I was paying like $3 a copy. And I was just buying like every single copy I could find. I submitted quite a few of these and got 2 10s. So super stoked about that. It's got the skyhook. This isn't necessarily rare, but the 10s are not a give me. So card number 20. Starting to get into the big boy cards. I really like 1998 Upper Deck Black Diamond. I think the cards are gorgeous. Big believer in the Dirk and Pierce rookies. They have a number of versions too. So there's a sheer brilliance, and then there's a sheer brilliance extreme of this card. Extreme is out of 23. I mean, it'd be awesome if this was card 23 out of 23, but it probably would have been more. So just Jordan rare stuff. Make sure I'm going in order. Card 19. I kind of want to resubmit this, but I've looked it over quite a bit, and I can't really figure out. I mean, I guess it's a little off there, and it should be a little more to the right. I could see that being an 8 that way. Yeah, you can see it's off, but these are numbered to 499. Huge year. Kobe's rookie year. Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, Marbury. This was probably my most expensive raw card at the time. You can see it. You can see through them. Gorgeous cards. The next one is at the Vault. Skyonyx. I bought this raw too. Got a 10. These 10 about 40% of the time, so it's not a tough grade. Raw copies have skyrocketed on this. I've been talking about this card for a long time. 1 in 72 packs. It comes from Upper Deck Ionics, which I think was really short printed. Boxes are expensive and they don't pop up much. So then, and the boxes are like 24 packs. So you have to go through 3 boxes to hit one of these. And the checklist is pretty big. It's like, I think 20 cards. So you're talking about like 60 boxes to hit the Jordan. Rare Jordan. Saw a lower grade of this earlier. I'm a believer in it. It's got to have the members only. You can see flaking sometimes on the front of these. This will hurt them, and then the backs are all black. So that's what. The 9s are hard to find of those. One of these just recently sold. That person got it a lot cheaper than I paid for this one. That's the way it goes. I just didn't have the money at the time to go for the second 9, even though it went cheaper than this one. I think this is like a pop 2 or 3. Let's see here. We're at card 15. I've been buying these raw and grading them. The raws go for 100, 150. 9's definitely hard to get. It's embossed, so a lot of times you'll see chipping around the embossed on the back. The edges are really tough on this set on the back. Members only, it's got to have the members only writing. And then, yeah. I think sometimes people just don't take a good picture of it. But to me, it's an awesome card. So these are catching on. But I would look out for the members only. They're a lot harder to find. Card number 14. Beam Team 95. Die cut, laser cut. I think you call that laser cut when the face is like that. And then the rest, the card is die cut as well. Gorgeous. Members only. Collect rarity. That's a big thing that I've focused on. Some of these cards, I think there just needs to be better education, and community too. And I've been trying to focus more on that on my channel. It's just education and community. Find people that really enjoy 90s cards. I really love this card. And then 9. I bought these within 30 days of each other. The card's since bounced back. So I bought this basically when it bottomed out. I forget, a couple months ago. And I showed that on my channel, that I bought these and why I went after them. And they're just, 9s are not easy to find with this card. And I think it's one of its best inserts. 10s are bonkers. And then card number 12, vintage. Dr. J. I'm a Dr. J collector. Slowly been adding. I do collect this modern stuff. So if you watch my channel, you'll see that I collected stuff. Got this from the vintage guy. This was already graded. I have another copy, but I don't think it's as good as this. They often talk about the fisheye underneath his elbow. That's what it is, that little circle. Very common print defect on the card, but this one's fantastically centered, and it's got good color. So Dr. J rookie centering's a little off on the back, but I'm completely happy with it. I bought into the hype on this one, and it's about currently at half of what I paid for it, which is rough. But if you hold long term, I don't think you really have much to worry about. So, Natural Born Thrillers, 1 in 18 packs. These were smaller boxes, I think 24 packs. Garnett's rookie year, and Garnett has a rookie of this. And this is card number 11. Card 10. The Jordan Electrified, 95 Skybox. I mean, the colors on it are just cool. It's a paper card, and it's not an insert. I pack pulled these and graded these. I have some 9s too. The 9s it's an affordable card right now. It's like 30, 35 bucks if you want to go get a 9. These, I'll show the chart, they're not cheap. And it's all colored border, so it's hard. And then these cards do stick. So about 1 in 3 Jordans that you pull of this card, the face is going to get ripped off of it when it sticks so bad. It's not easy to find clean copies of this. What do we have next? Okay, the next is another vaulted card. I'm really glad I picked this up. I bought it raw, graded it. The 97. I was trying to figure out why these go for so much, but then you look at the population on them, and they're rare cards. I've asked PSA to update this photo with a white background, so I haven't looked at it in a week, so hopefully they've done that. But if they haven't done it, then you'll see the black background, and I'm hoping that they fix that. So the Griffey, I do have a baseball card in the top 9. And then card 8, you've already seen this one once. This is the 9. I bought this on the uptick too, and this came down. But see, this doesn't have a print line. And a lot of times you have to look for paper loss, or there's like dots up here a lot of times on like all the cards. So this is a great 9. This is one of the first Jordans I bought. I mean, card 7 on the list. Yeah. So a lot of different angles you can hold it at. My lighting's not the best right now, but killer card. This has only gone up. So if you would have gotten the hobby and just bought these, you would have done just fine. And I'll show a chart of it. It's just kind of just slow and consistent. I think this is like a staple to a lot of people's collections. The guy I bought off eBay, and we were talking back and forth, and he had it in his desk drawer for like 20 years, and just pulled it out and graded it. And so he couldn't believe we got an 8 in. I mean, it sat in the desk drawer for that long. So card number, the Scoring Kings was 7. This is 6. A good friend watch this channel, Mike. I got this card off of him. I've talked to him about the members only. His parents used to buy him cards, and so this is from his childhood. And thanks for parting with it, Mike. Not an easy card to find, and very, very happy to have it. Card number 5. Garnet. Oops. You can kind of see some of the cards upcoming. Bought this raw. I bought it for like $150 raw and graded it. So the main thing you have to watch out is there can be some like, because it's a canvasy back, there can be like white spots here and then centering. And then sometimes there's edge issues down here where people have just been rough on the card, but aesthetic. My Garnet rookie collection and overall collection is really came together, and I'm a believer in this stuff. Card number 4, Will Sindor. Is Cream's rookie card, 69. This is a great 4. I mean, PSA is just so picky about the corners, and you can see slight indents there. And I think it presents way better than a 4. So this card has bounced around quite a bit. I'll show the chart. And then a bonus card. I meant to slide this into the list, but then when I was building the list, this should have been about halfway up the list, the Wilt. So there's some vintage. My top 2 of the top 5 are vintage cards, which is kind of interesting. And then the next number 3 card, 96, row 0. This is the rarest row. So there's row 0, 1, 2, and 3. 0's got all this, what would they call this nowadays? White sparkle. And I'm a big believer in Kobe's rookie here. And that, I mean, to try to buy a box of this is crazy. The Kobe rookie of this is pretty pricey. I'm not crazy about the Kobe photo in it, but I do like the Ray Allen and the Allen Iverson of it. This is card number 2, right? Crazy, but I'll show a chart of it. This is probably one of my best investments. We'll call it that. I bought this way back. I thought vintage was being slept on in basketball. I should have kept on that train and bought up a lot more other stuff, but I just didn't. Sometimes when stuff doesn't work out as quickly as you think it should, and you kind of doubt yourself. But I'm really glad I didn't doubt myself on this. This is his rookie card. If people don't know, Phil Jackson's 9, and anything vintage basketball is pretty hard to get. I would call it, I mean, it's off a little left to right. So if this got regraded, I don't know if it'd be a 9. So I'd call this a soft 9. Be honest with myself. And at the top of the mountain, this came down since I bought it. It's kind of got a blank slate look, and you can never do it justice in videos. These cards, they're amazing cards. Class of 1996. It's a pretty big set. It's probably 18 cards, 15 cards. People will pay up for there being a little more white there on his shoulder. So then if the cards just shifted a little to the left, but that's something that people really pay attention to this. So that's my top 50, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the other people that did the videos. If there's a top 50 that you think I should go and watch, please let me know. I'm always up for the education. The other guys that I mentioned, they're baseball heavy, and I'm okay learning about baseball. And let me know your favorite card. And yeah, shout out any other people that I should watch. Thanks, everyone. I didn't show it, but this is something I wanted to show. So I just built the document in Google Docs. I have the prices over on the other side, and then kind of the breakdown of how it played out. There was 26 Jordans, 5 Garnetts, 3 Kareems, 2 Shaqs, 2 Kobes, 2 Griffeys, 2 Duncans, and 2 Dr. J's. And then everyone else, if they made the list, it was less than that. So I would say this is pretty true to how I collect. And then I also marked off how many I've graded of the top 50. I think you get a little better value if you're grading them yourself. But sometimes these cards can be so hard to find good grades. And there is definitely a risk, and I think it's getting riskier to grade. 38%, and then 6% of the cards were pack pulled by me and submitted. So this is the list in the nutshell again, if you want to see it. And then the writing was just so me adding up stuff. Definitely smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And I appreciate everyone, and I hope you have fabulous holidays.